Hi everyone. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Carly. And I have the pleasure of being Maddie's maid of honor and best friend. Maddie, I can't believe today is your wedding day, something we had so many conversations about when we were younger, and now the day is here. I remember the first time we met, it was in 4th grade in the jump rope club, and I was so intimidated by you. You were doing all these fancy tricks, and I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa, this girl is cool. Okay, I want to be her friend. Our first year of high school, we were the only 2 freshmen to make the varsity cheer team, and after that, we became inseparable. That's also when you became more than a friend to me. You were like a sister. You have always had my back and believed in me, which means the world to me. Not only have you been my best friend, but also my family, and I couldn't imagine doing life without you. Anthony.
Sounds like our vows.
I have never met someone our age who acts like a 50-year-old man. Anthony was my roommate for 2 years, and this guy goes to bed at 8 p.m., wakes up at 5 a.m., drinks his black coffee, and you will never hear a peep from him. He knows better. Seriously, Anthony, you're the most responsible guy I know. I do have to give you some credit, though. Anthony is also such a fun person to be around. And I have memories like that one time when we were 19 and you had me buy beer for you with my fake ID. And also, the first time I met you, you were getting down on Just Dance, so.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are perfect for each other. You are both such fun, loving, and selfless people, and it makes me so happy to see you so genuinely in love and building your life together. So, everyone, cheers to my best friend and her forever best friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, God. Be nice, Matt.
Kill it. Heard that this morning.
What?
Good.
How we doing tonight? Hell yeah, all right. Well, I'm going to jump right into the speech. That was a good one, Carly. I don't know if I can top that, so I'll try here. There comes a time in everyone's life where they meet their one true love, their soulmate, the person they're going to love for the rest of their life. That moment came for Anthony 16 years ago when he met me. Hi, my name is Matt Manti, and I am Anthony's best man. I have known Anthony since the 2nd grade, and we have been best friends ever since. I want to thank Anthony's mom, Trina, for raising this wild man and letting me come over almost every weekend. And I want to apologize for always waking you up in the middle of the night over and over again because Anthony and I were in the middle of some wrestling match at 3 a.m. for no good reason. I remember how excited we used to be riding the bus over to each other's houses on Friday after school. Many times I would convince Anthony to forge his mom's signature so that way he could get on my bus and come over after school. The typical day would be made up of activities like shooting hoops, building forts, and catching frogs in the pond. When we got a little older, sports were the only thing that mattered to us. Anthony was damn near Tom Brady on the playground in the fall and turned into Babe Ruth in the springtime. He was always on the A team in baseball, and I was on the B team. Anthony was always the better athlete. When we got a little older, on top of school and sports, we also had a job. Anthony and I would pick blueberries in the summertime to buy school clothes. I don't know for how many summers in a row I convinced him that we would get rich off of picking blueberries. Anthony somehow believed me every time, and we would only come up with about $300 each summer. That was enough for our school clothes, but not much else. To this day, that was the hardest job we've ever had. After we graduated junior high, Anthony moved away and started a new chapter in his life at Sandy High School. I lost my best friend. That was a hard year for me because I had to start a new chapter in my life on to Estacada High School without my right-hand man. Time moved on, and we both ended up giving up sports for jobs so that way we could pay for auto insurance to drive and save up for our first cars. Anthony got his license first. I remember he had to wait 6 months before you could drive around passenger. Of course, we didn't listen to that. Anthony would constantly pick me up in his mom's van or his grandmother's 1985 Lincoln. Not the coolest rides, but we still thought we were hot shit. Everyone would constantly make fun of us for pulling up in such an odd whip, but that didn't matter because we were just happy to be on the road. It wasn't long before we started noticing girls. Anthony wasn't always the smoothest with the ladies. He has always been the shy guy. Thank God he's a good-looking man. But if it wasn't for me and my wingman expertise, Anthony and Madi wouldn't be getting married today. I remember one night, Anthony was over at my house on a Saturday night, and he got a Snapchat from Madi asking Anthony to hang out. Anthony begged me to go over to Madi's house to play some board games. I really didn't want to go and put myself in an awkward situation, but I knew I had to do it for Anthony. That night we went over to her house. Anthony was so nervous I had to break the ice. We ended up playing board games that I could not understand, which is not out of the ordinary because I am terrible at any board game or card game. Madi and Anthony spent the rest of the night laughing about how terrible I was playing and ended up having a great time together. When we got back to my house, Anthony could not stop talking about this girl. He was going on and on about how beautiful she was. The rest of the night he spent planning his next move. Now here we are. Madi truly makes Anthony the happiest man in the world. I know you two will have a long and happy marriage, and I want to thank you for letting me be a part of your special day. Congratulations, Madison and Anthony Allen.
Mom, are you gonna
Good evening, everybody. A little nervous here. I think most people who know me here know that I'm not a public speaker guy, so bear with me and hopefully I get through this. But good evening. I'd like to start off by thanking everybody here for taking time out of their busy lives to join us on this very special occasion. I also want to thank Madison for choosing Camas for her wedding versus Portland and not putting us all in unnecessary danger. I was originally going to come up here and apologize to Anthony for my role in Madison's expectations. Or the fact that Madison is still on my cell phone plan, our health insurance, Amazon Prime account, Netflix, Hulu, Apple Plus, HBO Max, and that these responsibilities were now Madison's, or excuse me, Anthony's. But I thought that wouldn't be very nice, so. Instead, I want to focus on things like the fact that the wedding day is finally here. The preparation for a wedding is still beyond my comprehension, and it's a testament to the love that Cammie and I have for each other that we're both still married. I wonder too if the fragile economy can stand up on its own now that the wedding day stimulus ends today. I'd also like to take a moment of silence for my brother-in-law, Andy. He has 4 daughters. And none of them are married yet. On a more tender note, it's so hard to believe that my little girl, the apple of my eye, my everything, is now married. I'll never forget the day she left for college, all packed up in her car with tears in her eyes, and mine of course too. Because Madison is so fiercely independent, I knew that she was leaving the nest for good, and it was crushing. But it wasn't long after this that I kept hearing about this guy's name, Anthony, Anthony, Anthony. And in all fairness and with much respect to Anthony, I really didn't know much about him. I know that I met him at the house a few times during high school, but I didn't think much of it. Fast forward 5 years and it's game on. Before you know it, they were engaged, they bought a house.
Hey, good job, Lincoln!
I'm going to assume it's a realtor. They bought a dog. And during the next 5 years, I got to know Anthony very well and came to admire his calm demeanor, his patience, his ability to fix things around their house, even though his apprenticeship for lawn care starts with me today. Cammie and I also enjoyed bringing Anthony along on family vacations because he was nice to us and he didn't tell us what to do. In all honesty, I couldn't be more proud of both Madison and Anthony. They're each hardworking, driven people, and I know the future is going to hold great things for them as a married couple. My darling daughter, I love you so much. And Anthony, I want to officially welcome you to the family, son. Again, thank you all for joining us this evening, and I'm certain we'll see many of you in 9 months at a baby shower. Thank you.
I'm Cammie Allen, Madison's mother. I know it's not typical for the mom to get up and talk, but I didn't think it was fair that her dad got to walk her down the aisle, get the first dance, and the speech. So here I am. A little background on Madison. When she was little, she sucked her thumb. And while sucking her thumb, she wanted to hold my hair. It was typical to see me leaning over at a restaurant or in the car so she could suck her thumb while holding my hair. That may have been the start of her demanding we do what she wanted, and us ultimately obliging.
Why so nice?
Or one of her first words being tickle, and you have to tickle her arm, back, and legs, which I've witnessed Anthony obliging to this on command many times. She has him well trained. So her getting what she wanted started back when she was a few months old. So sorry, Anthony, it's in her DNA. Now, when she was 4, David thought it was time for her to stop sucking her thumb. He told her if she quit sucking her thumb, he would take her to Dairy Queen. My response to that was, ha, do you think that will work? My parents tried unsuccessfully until I quit on my own at age 13. But as I quickly learned, when Madison set her mind to something, she'll do it, and she'll do it quickly. She stopped the next day. I admire Madison's courage and determination. This girl knows no fear. She's traveled by herself to Spain, lived in Australia for 6 months. She's opened up a marketing company on her own, added bridal coordinating, and just a month ago decided to add a 3rd job as a high school cheer coach. Madison can do anything she sets her mind to, and I couldn't be prouder, although I miss the days of her sucking her thumb and holding my hair. Now let's talk about Anthony. The first time I met him, he stayed at our house for a couple days. What turned out to be a short visit became an ice storm, and nobody on our street could come or go for a couple of days. That senior year I got to know him. He would stop by after his shift at Carl's Jr. with milkshakes for Madison, and I admired the hardworking young boy who was trying to impress her. It's kind of funny, I felt so comfortable and that he was 100% respectful. Come to find out, a couple years later, that when I traveled for work, he stayed over to make sure she wasn't scared. Fast forward a couple years later to being at the airport to see Madison off to Australia. We all have different memories of this day, but I cried when I got in my car. I know Madison doesn't like this story, but it's true. Not because my baby was moving to a different country, but because my heart was breaking for Anthony, even though he swears he was okay. I've never seen a young man so in love, looking like his heart was breaking in two. All I ever wanted for my daughter was a man that was kind and gentle and would love Madison with all his heart. And on that day, I knew you were the man that I wanted my daughter to marry. Anthony, I've never seen a young man work harder than you, working all your hours in construction, your day job, and then coming home and remodeling your own home. You deserve a break, which does look like it's coming up soon.
He's the one that flooded the house, not me.
Your work ethic is unmatched, and we're so proud to call you our son, and we look forward to many Catan battles. Both of you are a dynamic duo and great parents to Romeo, who I wish could be here today, but Bubba just can't be. We look forward to your future. You both at a young age have accomplished so much, and I know you've just started. I hope you're soaking in today and enjoy every minute. We love you very much and wish you years of happiness, love, and laughter. So raise your glasses for Madison and Anthony.